The panel is back. Matt Welch, Nan Hayworth, and Beckett Adams. So, Beckett, you're hearing mixed things from the participants here that, yes, we're close to a deal. We're almost there. Might not be Friday. Definitely by next week. What do you think? What do you hear?
I think the optimism is 100% misplaced. I don't think they're going to get a deal. They're both entrenched. One of the big problems with this is that Pelosi made the big mistake by adding moral language to this, by saying the wall was immoral. And now they're at the point where Clyburn was on earlier, Congressman Clyburn, and he was like, well, that's when we're talking about a concrete wall. A fence? No. You backed yourself into a corner. Yeah. You whipped up your base and made this into a moral issue. You cannot be seen as giving into this. I mean, they could do a deal, but that means they're going to get all sorts of hell from the base that they have coddled and cultivated and nurtured into hating Trump and the wall and turning into this moral issue. So how can they go back on it?
If they don't get a deal, then what happens? Nan, you've been in this position.
I have, and in fact, I was on a conference committee in 2011, 2012, and the participants from the House and the Senate side are there to make the arguments. And Kennedy, what this comes down to is who is going to make the most effective argument with their constituents. In the president's case, of course, that's the entire American public. But the Democrats and the Republicans are all getting pressure to get this resolved. And that's where it will finally break. Someone's going to perceive unbearable pressure. I think if they don't come to an agreement, I think the president is going to feel compelled to do an emergency declaration. Yeah. I'm not sure he gets out of that. I don't think
is that the worst case scenario, an emergency declaration?
I think so, and also the most likely. Whenever you have to figure out what they're going to do, what's the path that they're going to, of the least amount of responsibility. I would pin a lot of blame right now on Senate Republicans. Richard Shelby in particular says, hey, look, we have 17 people on the Appropriations Committee. We can actually get a deal together negotiating this right now. We're just not sure what the president's going to say. I'm sorry, you are Congress. Yeah. You can decide to pass a damn bill and get enough votes that if the president doesn't like it, you override his veto. That is actually how it is supposed to work.
And you know, we've talked about this so many times. They have abdicated so much power to the executive branch, and then they complain about being powerless. Well, this is one of those instances where you can get the power back.
It's legitimately, it's the
necessary
budget.
Decisions.
That's what they're there for. It's the budget.
They're also there to craft.
They want the power without having the responsibilities that come with it. They just want the power. But it goes. You're talking about people buckling under pressure, right? With great responsibility. But going back to what you're saying about people buckling, I don't see either side buckling for what? What kind of pressure?
There's no buckle Beckett. He's coming back. Beckett, Nan, and Matt. Thank you guys so much. Fantastic. We have to stop because we're that.